Despite what I believe, I have to say that last year, somebody on this show with dreads and a loud personality and maybe a secret sponsorship that I don't know about, he called so much right last year. And it was basically at the beginning of the year. He called multiple cameras dropping, multiple lenses dropping, even was getting so close at certain rumors that some brands, who will remain nameless for now, literally messaged me and reached out to me and was like, how do you know the things you know? And I was like, yo, you need to calm down. Unless you're calling me to give us some money, you better calm down. And so I decided for this year, I think it'd be so much fun to do it again and see what rumors might be out there for the Canon fan people for 2025 and see what our crystal ball has in store for us this year. So don't get annoying about this real quick.
No.
Don't be.
I got something specifically for our man, Cam Mackey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but supposedly Cam Mackey may be switching to Canon very soon. No, I'm just playing. I'm not putting that on you. But what I am saying is, in relationship to this, is Canon supposedly, potentially in a major firmware update very soon, is going to be bringing OpenGate to the R5 Mark II and maybe even the R1.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if Cam Mackey shills. Shills for Canon.
Oh my God.
I cannot wait until an R5 Mark II is in that man's hands in the deserts with the Blazars.
Because we know it's going to happen.
We know it's going to happen.
The second it's got full frame.
Were you expecting an 8K OpenGate full frame camera from Canon?
Maybe.
Was that even on your list? Were you even thinking about that? If that happens, we got to give praises to Cam Mackey for pushing the OpenGate revolution. I don't think anybody pushed OpenGate harder last year.
Yeah.
Than that man.
100%.
So if Canon bends the knee, it's because of you, sir.
You know what? Here's what I'll call right now. If this rumor comes true, Cam, I'm gonna put you on blast here. I'll put us all on blast. If this happens, we figure out how to get out to the desert with Cam.
Yes.
With this Canon camera,
yes.
This R5 Mark II, and OpenGate.
Yes.
And we go all out.
Yes.
In the desert.
Yes.
So Cam, if the second we know it's happening for sure, just know we're rolling up wherever you are.
Yeah, and if it's not a true rumor, we're just gonna say it so loudly until Canon puts it in their cameras. That's what we want. All right, so it seems crazy after a year like last year that Canon would create more cameras. Dude, he says, ha ha ha, never unless they release a retro full frame camera. But I will say if they bring OpenGate, I will possibly buy one. But let me say next month, it might not matter. Oh, stop it. Unless you talk.
Yeah.
Well, we can't be.
Don't be over here dropping hints and ain't got nothing to say.
All right. So Canon, I believe, is going to release another crap ton of cameras this year. And I think the sort of cameras that are going to matter to the everyday person. And I think they're going to bring back something that we were not expecting. So let's start off with an affordable APS-C camera. I believe the R7 Mark II is going to drop this year. And I think that it is going to be an incredible beast of a camera. So that's one. Number two, I think that the R6 Mark III full frame is going to come out this year. And when I say come out this year, Canon's pretty bad at shipping. They're pretty bad at shipping. I'm just going to throw that out there so you know we're not just glazing. Okay. So it will be announced, I think, in the first quarter or two. Possibly around CP Plus, a little bit after, maybe before NAB. We'll see. They were kind of quiet at NAB last year. I think what we're also going to see, this is a little bit more of a stretch. This is I don't know why, but I'm here for it because dominance is dominance, baby. I think that an R3 Mark II is coming out.
Now,
what do we need it for? I don't know.
I'll take an upgrade to the R3. I remember last year you pitched me this rumor from Canon that the R3 could get the first Canon global shutter.
Yes.
Now, that to me would make sense because it's kind of like Sony's A9.
Yep.
It was like for a while, it was like, what's the purpose of the A9 when you have the A1, you have the A7S4, and then it was like, oh, the A9 is it 3? A9 III.
Yep.
They were like global shutter.
Yes.
This is the purpose for this camera. This is our new housing for our global shutter sensor. If the Sony, geez, I'm all over the place. Canon R3. These names are stupid. I just want to put that out there. I know I say that probably at least once a month. These names are dumb. But if the Canon R3 brings us Canon's version of a global shutter, I will actually be excited.
Yes, if you remember, we talked about when they filed a patent for global shutter, and you were like, I don't know. I think it come there. So R3, another camera that I think that is going to be revived from the dead. I think we are going to see an R5C Mark II.
So your honest opinion is that we will see a R5C before we see a R1C? Because that hurts my heart to say out loud.
So here's the deal. I do feel like we will, from like a business standpoint, I think it makes sense for them. The R5C is such a popular camera, and they already have R5 Mark IIs laying around that they just need to put a fan, if they even need to put a fan on it, for that matter. Or let's just say they already have it. They just got to put the firmware on it. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, that's all you got to do. But like, that's all you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because most of it's already kind of done, just like they did with the last R5 Mark I, and then sort of giving us an R5C. It was a very slight body tweak. And I'm pretty sure you could probably grab some of the body parts from the R5C, the Mark I, merge that with the body of the R5 II, and now you've got a better cinema camera. If they figure out battery, like I remember when the R5C came out, I was totally down for it because of the battery.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the biggest thing that's sort of an issue for me. We did get a super chat though. Sade in the building. Sade says, I think ASAP will have a jump in ISO will happen this year. I don't know what that means.
ASAP. Sony, Canon, as soon as possible.
ASAP will have a jump in ISO.
ASAP Rocky will have a jump. He will jump for the...
He's going to jump. Maybe it's APS-C and then it changed it. I think the APS-C will have a jump in ISO and will happen this year. So maybe, yeah, the R5C will have that jump. And those crop sensors will actually get better at those higher ISOs. Maybe that's what he's saying.
Let's pop off, or let's drop some change.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Sade. Now, here's the last one.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing this out here. I don't know, but if I had to guess, if last year was the year of the introduction to global shutter, I think this year is the year that we double down on APS-C. So we're going to get an R7 Mark II APS-C.
Yeah.
And I believe I'm even throwing out the unicorn camera of the R1C or the R1X. I'm throwing that out. I think we are going to follow up on the most popular cinema camera that Canon has ever produced, and we are going to get a C70 Mark II.
You still think we're getting a C70 Mark II after the C80?
You heard it here first, boys and Gary.
No, that's one more.
That's what I'm just saying. Number 5. So R7 Mark II.
Iru's in here.
Iru's
in here.
Iru.
So boys and Gary and Iru. Yeah.
All right. So R7 Mark II. Heard it here. What did I say? R6 Mark III.
Yep.
Then we got the R5C Mark II.
Okay.
And then we got the I'm already blanking. What'd I say?
We can just run it back.
Yeah, you
Scott,
guys run it back.
Scott
and then
disagrees
the
with you,
C70
though.
Mark II.
Scott says the R5C was a stopgap measure, not a camera line.
We'll see, bro. We'll see. 2025 is a long year.
Scott also tells us that Sony is not going to release what you think they're going to release. And they're not releasing it when you think they are.
Have we said anything about Sony?
I don't know. So Scott has basically incepted my brain and has said, Brent, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And that's wrong. And based off what you're thinking and that time frame, you're also wrong, which is crazy because I haven't even thought it yet. I don't know what Sony's doing, or even I honestly don't like. I
have some thoughts on what I think Sony is gonna do because we're talking about this a little bit later. But I will say those are my 5 cameras from Canon. I'm sticking by it. And predictions, I am willing to go back to this moment in the year, our first live stream in December, and we'll see how many I got right out of the 5.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free, and you're not going to want to miss any other content we have on this channel. And if you did not enjoy this video, you probably shoot Sony. So that's all I'm going to say.